There. All right. I'm going to use that to sync the audio.
Yes.
And I hope it all works.
We're a professional operation. We're clapping before we start recording.
Trial and error, man.
Yes.
I want you to be on I want everyone to be on their best. This is our first video podcast. It's the video debut of Finnegan J. Taylor.
Ooh.
My loyal son.
What does the J stand for? What does the J stand for?
The J stands for... It just stands for J.
It's like
I
Homer
loved.
J. Simpson.
I said, make sure we have our headphones on so we can hear ourselves. And Matt's like, I hear my voice in my head. Folks, we're just figuring it out.
Wait, my mic has to be on for the podcast to work?
But
Yeah.
plug in to record. No makes sense.
Yeah.
Folks, we're just having a good ass time here.
Oof, I'm nervous, dude.
Yeah, because you're a little camera shy.
I'm just hoping the listeners aren't overwhelmed with, because they didn't know what I look like before this, and now they're too wet and or hard to pay attention to our voices.
Who's the person that most surprised you with their look to voice ratio?
When I listened to Opie and Anthony,
Yeah.
when I finally saw them, I thought the one guy was the other guy. I have no idea why, but I did.
You thought Opie was
Was
Anthony?
Anthony.
Yeah, and vice versa. I don't know why.
Oh, I did In Hot Water with Gino Bisconte.
Ooh.
And Aaron Burr got a package sent to Compound Media, and it was addressed to Aaron Opie Berg. That's what they've been calling him.
Oh my God.
And so, like, they opened the package, even though it's like kind of a federal offense to open a package that's addressed to somebody else.
Kind of a federal offense.
Yeah.
There was a
There's a doing it for the bit clause.
Yes.
And that was what was it? Dude, there was he got a stuffed horse head from the Godfather film, parody of that. He got a toy rat with a snake eating the toy rat. There was a photo of Howard Stern. There was a photo of Howard, and the best part was there was a ceramic cutting knife that they sent in. So it's like that's the kind that you could, you would sneak in through an airport. 'Cause
Why
it
are
wouldn't
the
detect it.
like these crazy psychotic old Opie and Anthony trolls or alt-right trolls? Why do they have to be so funny?
Yeah.
I know. Well, remember when they were always picking on Joe DeRosa? So every
know.
comedy club Joe, because at one point Joe DeRosa was
the fans were
of
picking on
Opie
him?
and Anthony because Joe. I guess at one point Joe DeRosa spoke out against Anthony Cumia or criticized him or something. I don't follow it as much as
What's
I
there
should.
to criticize?
I don't know. I think he
Joe
said-
DeRosa proved to be disloyal to Compound Media, to Anthony Cumia.
apparently so, dude.
Damn, I will never buy another sandwich from Joey D's again.
Are you,
Well,
you
especially
mean
'cause
Joey
the-
Roses.
Joey Roses.
Well,
I
will.
refuse to pronounce the restaurant properly ever since I heard what he did to our dear friend Anthony Cumia.
I'm also refusing to go, but only because the bartender was weirdly rude to us.
Well, I still go.
Yeah.
I don't care. Weird bartender. He can shit on whatever comics. They're great sandwiches. So
Yeah.
I'll go there all the time.
It was a great sandwich. It did take several hours, it felt like.
It must have just been like a weird day because I've gone after that event,
Okay.
and it's taken less than 8 minutes for me to get between when I've ordered it and when I've got it.
And Joe times. Joe keeps track. Joe
Yeah.
times how long it takes for us to order. And
do you
get
do
our
the
food.
do you do like you laying the dollar bills out on the counter?
Oh, and for every time they do a bad job, I take a dollar
Yes.
bill away. Yes.
Hell yeah.
I absolutely
Can you
do
imagine
that.
being a guy that does that?
No, I absolutely cannot.
Joe is actually should I talk directly to the camera?
Yes, look in the camera.
Folks, Joe, and I'm sorry, this is kind of breaking the fourth wall a little bit. Joe is a sweetheart to wait staff.
Ooh, yes, very
He
true.
really is.
You have to be.
Well, every
You
time
don't have to be. I've seen people not, and they still get their food.
Fuck, those people are. Well, I mean, they get their food, but it's probably covered in
Yeah.
like spit.
Yeah.
And
Every time I'm out somewhere with Joe at a restaurant or something, you'll see the way he talks to like the waitstaff and all. It's like, oh, he has within him to be a normal person.
But what's the joy in that? I figure like the wait staff have like an awful day. The last thing they need is like some fucking self-absorbed comedian. Like, you know what they need is a chuckle, a compliment of Mr. Talent. It's like I'm here to. I'm just gonna make your job as easy as possible. I'm gonna have like simple. I'm very straightforward on the menu. I order what I want. I try not to make any I try not to make any modifications, but if I do, it's very simple and very straightforward.
See, I have kind of the same thing where I know they've had a bad day, but I figure because I'm such a natural talent that I could make their day better by using my natural comedic ability to say something that will just take their bad day and turn it completely around.
Yeah.
Do you ever give a waitress your phone number?
No, but I did. I think we talked about this on one of the. I gave it to the nurse when I had the brain surgery.
Nice.
Before I left, and she never called. So
You were like, hey, my fucking, I may have a fucking bulging tumor growing out of my head, but I also have a bulging erection.
yes.
Is that what you
know,
said?
I had brain tumors, but that doesn't mean I can't get brain. Give me a call, Toots.
What about you, Bobberino? You ever drop your digits to a waitstaff? Baby girl.
No, I very rarely tried like the same day pickup. You know what I mean? Like I either have to be like vaguely acquaintances with someone, and then once online dating was like in full fledged, I'm like, that's just how I do it. You know
I've
what I mean?
met a girl at a bar, and then before I left, got her like Instagram handle or gotten the phone number.
So I've had one night stands.
yeah.
Bobber,
Or-
no. Are you
sorry.
kidding me? Are you fucking kidding? No, dude.
Bobby, we thought we knew you.
Blackout drunk, whatever. Fucking one night. Are you serious?
I'm bad at them though because I
Tell
do.
me. Did you wear a condom?
I did.
Did you love her?
That night I did, buddy. I'll tell you that much.
All right. I'm getting pretty fucking. This video was a mistake.
I am bad at one night stands though because I do always call them the next day.
Do
but,
you?
But to be fair, it's because I want to have sex with them again.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
baby, I'm a nutting you again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I even I spell it phonetically
he
like
says
that.
again like a Canadian.
Yeah.
Again.
Well, if you say again, if you pronounce it that way, it makes poetry easier to write. Baby girl, I know you were in pain, but how about I try fisting you once again? See,
I'm sure.
something
I feel
that.
like there's been examples of that in rap where someone just pronounces a word differently to make it rhyme.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually like as a sheltered white boy, if you could imagine. I actually thought I didn't know that black people said different words differently. I was just like, oh yeah, they're rapping, so they have to do that.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. And then later I heard someone say like, yo, I've been late. And I'm like, oh, that's just not an expression from rap music. That is AAVE. Yeah. There's a whole song explaining AAVE to white people. It's by the rapper Big L.
Big L.
Folks, you could Google it if you want.
Google Big L.
He has a song called Ebonics.
Ooh.
And the whole thing is just like, when I say this, it's that. When I say this, is that.
He's explaining it.
It's actually very helpful. Yeah, as like an amateur anthropologist myself, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. Like Jake means police. I have no idea why.
I just heard yesterday John is a new slang.
Well,
For
that's
what?
from Philly, I think.
We were doing Fight Club in
Oh,
Philadelphia.
yeah.
Okay,
I don't know if
didn't-
that's new, though. I think it's just regional.
Maybe. Okay, I didn't know it was a Philly thing. I thought it might have just been a new thing the cool young kids are saying.
Well, if it was a thing the cool young kids were saying, we would know about
Right.
it, man. Jeez.
Yes. But yes, John in Philly, it just, apparently you can just use it for anything.
What? Oh, like
this
that's John?
This John over here.
Oh, in lieu of the N-word.
Yes.
Get off my lawn,
Lock the
John.
doors.
Yeah.
We're walking into a John heavy territory.
Transphobic comedian John Mulaney.
Yeah.
Ooh. Now, it means bad. It means in lieu of something bad. You say it's John. Is that
no.
what I'm getting?
No,
I
it's
don't-
anything.
Literally anything.
Like, pass me that thing. It's basically they're
thing.
from Philly, so they needed a new way to say thing.
Yeah.
This thing wasn't, they had the Liberty Bell, and they're like, we got to be special in some sort of way.
Oh my God, that's so.
So it's like my
Also,
dad
the
works in
Liberty-
Philly sometimes, and they're like, "Yeah, pass me that John." And he was like,
Yeah.
"What is John?" And they were like, that."
yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, so napkin rings are Johns?" And they're like, "No, any." It's literally a noun is a person, place, thing, or John.
Why don't they call it thingamajig? Man, I love that.
I say thingamajig all the time.
I feel like thingamajig. It's like, okay, well, this is something out of the unusual I'm looking for. Like, oh, that thingamajig over there. What is it? A stool?
Yeah.
I would say that's a thingamajig.
Or my buddy used to go.
What's that thingamajig? It's a disabled child.
Ma'am, there's no easier way to say this, but your son is diagnosed with thingamajig. It's basically caused by the chromosome whatchamacallit. And it's
He's gonna have to be wheeled around in a John for the rest of his life.
Yeah, that's it gets real confusing if you're in Philly and you also like to see prostitutes.
Yeah.
Because they're like, go get that John.
That John got a John.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, what?
That's how John Gotti got his name. He was everywhere else in the country. He was Thing Gotti, and then he went to Philly, and they were like John Gotti. He's like, that sounds way better.
He's like, that name slaps, because that's another thing kids say, slaps.
Slaps.
Yes.
Yeah. No cap.
No cap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's no cap on this podcast, that's for sure. Except for the one I'm wearing.
Nice.
We have video. You can all see I'm wearing a cap.
And I'm wearing a condom.
Do I only do dad jokes now?
I think so.
I just realized because the last couple of clips we pulled is just me making extremely bad puns.
Yeah.
Well, it's part of your charm, Matthew.
Yes. I sent you. I'm like, you should clip this one. It was the one about World War I. And I was like, I gave you the timestamp, and I specifically left out the Franz Ferdinand joke.
No, I love that joke.
Yeah. What's the Franz Ferdinand song? I was trying to
Take Me Out.
Really?
Take Me Out.
Where would you guys like to go?
See, you do it too.
Yeah, dude.
We're actually just all three really bad comedians doing a show together.
Yep. I mean, they figured that out.
They figured that out on episode 1, dude.
Right.
Franz,
I love
Take Me Out. Yeah.
You've been pulling the wool over their eyes for so long, but now it's like finally revealed.
Are there any other Franz Ferdinand songs? I have no concept of like what their popularity as a band is.
They were pretty popular in the early 2000s.
They've been around long enough where when I heard about World War I and they said Franz Ferdinand, I was like the band? You know.
They're like exactly like the band.
Yeah.
I know they had a song in MVP Baseball. MVP Baseball was really big for me as a
huge
teenager.
And a sponsor of the podcast.
MVP Baseball, yes. They, pretty much every song that was on that soundtrack and Madden's were around that time. That's how I learned about so many. I learned about Green Day from it being on a Madden soundtrack.
There's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Believe it or not, that was not the song in Madden.
Really?
There was American Idiot.
That's funny.
Maybe another one or two. I don't remember. Time of Your Life would be a weird song to have in a football video game.
If your fucking quarterback that you created fucking breaks his leg and he's like done. They
It's
do
something
a montage.
unpredictable, but in the end,
It's just like a montage of all the previous games you played as that character. And like it just fast forwards to your character as an old man in a retirement home, suffering from CTE, penniless.
Yes. I hope you had the time of your life because it's over now.
That song is about Billy Joe becoming famous and then the punk rock scene turning from the Bay Area, in fact, Joseph.
Oh, yeah.
Turning their back on him because he was a mainstream sellout.
Yeah.
Didn't Bob Dylan do a song like that? Positively 4th Street or something like that, where it's about he got famous and they turned on him, something like that. I feel like it's a similar story.
Oh, the whole like Dylan picking up the electric guitar is selling out.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
That is selling out, though.
Yeah. I only listen to folk music, and I'm
I
such
only
a
listen
purist.
to fuck music.
All right, Matt. Come on.
Yeah, come on, dude.
What's going on, dude?
What's relax.
All right, I'm sorry.
Well,
Don't worry, I forgive you.
but this song about like Billy Joe being like, yeah, well, fuck you, is like a wedding song. It's very funny.
Yeah.
because it's a testament to how often people just like the instrumental and like the melody.
There's a
and
few songs that are just like, you just hear them and we're like, oh yeah, we just listen to that now. And it's like actually about like murder or some shit.
yeah. What's the famous one? Semi-Charmed Life.
Yeah.
That's like, so you overdosed on meth and
Yeah.
I'm depressed and I'm going to kill
PCP or
myself.
something,
Yeah.
Smoking Crystal, you're right. Damn.
But you were talking about folk music, the Green Day song,
Oh,
Time of Your Life.
Yeah, that song is basically like it sounds like what Billy Joe went through is a little bit traumatic even. 'Cause he
Ooh.
used to play at this place Gilman Street, I think it was.
Yeah, Gilman.
You know Gilman? So he went back there after he Dookie came out, first major label
popular
debut.
punk rock venue in Oakland, California.
Which was it's like
427 Gilman or something like that. Yeah.
Thank you. And does it have a name itself, or is it
no?
Just
that's like
Gilman?
what it's called.
Okay,
yeah,
but there's
Gilman.
It's on the street.
It's on Gilman. Yeah.
So it's like this little venue that Green Day used to play in, and people used to love to go see them. And they used to say, to be fair, they used to be like, we had an A&R rep come and ask us to be signed, and we said, no way. We're going to be on Lookout Records forever. You know what I mean? And then eventually you're like, well, I'm going to be off my parents' health insurance soon.
Yeah, I'd like to make some money.
Yeah, I would like to be one of the richest musicians in the world, please. So Dookie is the number one record at the time, and Billy Joe goes to Gilman Street, I think, just to hang out. Like, you just hang out there. It was like the Creek, basically, I guess. I don't know if it's... Do you know if it's still around, Joe?
The Creek in the Cave?
No. Gilman Street.
I think it was in danger of closing.
Uh-huh.
But I think a bunch of punk rockers came.
Yeah, dude, if any comics who hung out at the Creek ever sold out and tried to make money, I'd fucking... No way, dude.
So when Billy Joe went to the bathroom at Gilman, first of all, people are being cold to him and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he saw... I guess it was one of those bathrooms where everyone just writes graffiti on it, right?
Yeah.
And someone wrote, Billy Joe must die.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
But he's Billy Joel.
That's what he said to himself.
Wait a minute.
He stared at it for a solid 30 seconds.
Well, this sure was something...
Wait!
This sure was something unpredictable.
At first he was like, yeah, I hate that guy too. Wait a minute.
What in the... Oh, no.
Good golly, Miss Molly. That's got to be a little upsetting if you're like, this is like the venue where I started my career, and then someone's like, hey, we actually don't like that you're successful, and they write that you should die on the bathroom wall.
It's like a boulevard of broken dreams.
Matthew.
I mean, I guess he was probably thinking to himself, did a Canadian write this? No, it was probably some American idiot.
Yeah, probably.
Writing it on holiday. Because they're originally from somewhere not California.
Mercy.
Yeah. Mercy, mercy me. That's Marvin Gaye. What a name that is, huh?
Yeah, Marvin.
Didn't he kill his dad?
No, his dad killed him.
Oh, shit.
Even cooler.
Yeah. Even cooler, dude.
What did he do to his dad?
And he didn't even hear about, Roe v. Wade yet.
Is it because he found out his son's last name was Gay?
Yeah. No son of mine is going to have the last name Gay. Or my name isn't... Wait a minute! Yeah, I think.
What do you know the story of Marvin Gaye's dad?
Vaguely, Marvin Gaye's dad was a reverend, I think, and Marvin Gaye, I think, was a drug addict. So I think they had a disagreement about that.
Hell yeah!
And a fight ensued, and then his dad shot. But his dad went to prison. I don't think it was a self-defense thing. I think they just really didn't like each other. And his dad
his
dad had to go to jail for raiding the streets of a drug addict.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people think
another black man behind bars.
Yeah, I'm against it. I wonder if he's still alive, Marvin Gaye's dad. Jamie, can you pull that up?
You can pull it up on the computer if you want to.
I mean, now they know that we actually don't have a Jamie, and then it was Matt looking stuff up the whole time.
No, not the audio listeners.
That's right, audio listeners. Jamie?
Oh, yes, this is Jamie. This is Jamie. I'm looking it up now.
Nice.
Oh, I'm typing on my super big computer from Texas. This is Jamie from the Joe Rogan podcast.
Okay, so his name is Marvin Gaye Sr.
Okay. Wow, what a coincidence.
And he is no longer alive. He died in 1998.
Sad.
Didn't even live to see the second Woodstock.
No father should have to outlive his son.
That's what he said right after he shot him. Yeah. Your Honor, please have mercy me on me.
Oh, he had a troubled childhood where his physically abusive father would beat his mother and him. So,
cycle.
He ends up killing his son.
Oh, so Marvin Gaye's
Senior.
The famous singer.
Yes.
His grandfather was a piece of shit to his dad.
Yes.
And then so his dad was like, "Sorry, I got to kill you."
Yep.
You know, my earliest memory of Marvin Gaye
choice.
is hearing about it from
South Park.
No,
the grapevine.
Through the Yeah, I was about to lose my mind.
Yeah.
Honey, yeah.
I think they mentioned it in South Park. How'd you hear about it?
I was watching VH1. I watched all those like remember the 80s type shit as a fucking 7-year-old, and I had no idea what they were talking about.
Yeah.
And it was Al Sharpton talking about how devastated he was to hear that Marvin Gaye died. And that's just like it's literally like one of my first memories.
That's amazing.
Not knowing who Al Sharpton is.
Joe, what's your like earliest childhood memory?
Not that.
I'd be surprised if it was that.
I guess my earliest childhood memory was when I burned my hand on a stove when I was like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Pain.
To establish
My first-
discipline?
Yeah. No, I was stupid. I had my hand just chilling on the fucking stove. Had to get my hand wrapped up.
Jeez.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's my first childhood memory is getting in a fight in preschool.
Nice.
Oh,
dude.
yeah. Weren't you simping?
No,
Yes, I was.
Matt gave him a pile driver.
Nah.
And that's when they were new. Like, that kid doesn't belong at this preschool. That kid belongs in a cage. And then flash forward 20 years.
That kid belongs in a hell in a cell. Now, I told Bobby this story before. There was a girl who I was friends with in my preschool, and we were building blocks together, and we built a fort. And then another kid came, and he destroyed the fort. And the girl who I was friends with that I built it with started crying. And I decided I was going to avenge her.
Ooh.
And I picked up one of the blocks with the curve in it. The
Nice.
one like the
for like an
middle-
archway.
Yes. And I started hitting him in the back of the head with it.
Delicious.
Had to be pulled off of him.
My God.
Did
he
you get
was
some
an
top?
animal.
Oh, that girl sucked my dick after.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
She took off your diaper.
Yes.
Fucking went to town.
Matt was wearing a diaper then.
And then
Because he always does, folks.
Yeah.
He's
And
wearing one right now. He was taking too many bathroom breaks during the podcast. We put a stop to that.
Yeah,
And then
knock it off, Matt.
my parents made me go on a play date with that kid after.
Oh,
and
really?
I went over to his place. I remember that, and then I remember he like moved back to Korea.
Nice.
Did they like make you as like a guys be friends now
Yeah.
play date thing?
Yeah, and I remember I don't remember it being like a problem or anything.
I think
Yeah.
our parents were from that generation where it's like, okay, you fought, now you're friends.
Yeah. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I feel like now it's
I had that with like there's people who, especially when I was wrestling, there were people who I like had a fight with, and even now if I fight someone, there's still like a part where if I physically fight someone, like okay, there is a level of like respect now.
Yeah, like when we met each other, you know, you were kind of new to comedy, and you're like, I'm nervous, and then I saw
And
you
you
like,
were like, even though, you know, size aside, there's just like Bobby was such like a staple of the New York comedy scene. I was intimidated.
you were intimidated, and I did sort of sex you in,
Yeah.
you know, to comedy. Like I beat the shit out of you,
Right.
and then what
But
some
it's
would
t-
describe as sexual
No,
assault.
it's tough love.
Tough love.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit Marvin Gaye tough love.
Right.
Yeah.
brother.
I remember when I was like in I think middle school.
No.
Me and this I start crying. There was this guy. We'll call him John.
John?
because he was from Philly. But he and I got into like a tiny scuffle. It wasn't a big deal. Like neither one of us even thought, because when you're like middle school, you're kind of a lunatic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
You're an animal.
I think like our parents even thought more about it than we did. Like we just like punched each other a couple times. That was it.
Yikes.
And so
Wait, you punched him too?
I did.
You weren't the bigger man? Bobby.
I wasn't the bigger man in either sense of the word.
Bobbert.
I actually a few times in middle school I did like fight pack. I remember every time they were like, "What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
You were supposed to be the little guy we mess around with."
Yeah.
Nice,
And-
dude.
and
You
I was
fucking
like-
blinded a guy.
I said no. I blinded a Vietnamese man in the 90s before
Sick,
my career
dude.
took off. But I
Bobby Sheehan and the Funky Bunch.
to be fair, I could rap a little bit better than Mark Wahlberg, I think.
I'm ripping and rapping. I'm rapping and ripping. Watch out, Korean man. You about to go tripping. I'm ripping out your eye. You're a blind guy. I got a third nipple. It ain't that simple. Now you're fucking dead. I'm all up in your head. Mark and Mark in his Calvin Kleins. And now you're dead. Doing time. I'm Marky Mark.
If you get past
Yeah.
me, you gotta fight Ted.
Damn, dude, Joe's got between last episode and this episode. I think
Yeah.
Joe's Joe and I have to put out a rap album, I think.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. The compilation. We'll call it the Real Locker Room Talk, guys.
The Real Locker Room Talk, guys.
We just do.
And we're both wearing boxing gloves.
Yeah.
So anyway, like me and this guy, we get into like a thing, and then I remember my punishment.
Ooh.
My mom was like, "You have to write, I will keep my hands to myself for the whole page."
Like The Simpsons.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like that. And to me, like now, I'm like, well, you knock that out in a few minutes. But as a child, that
seems impossible.
You're like,
a whole page.
And it was explained to me that this guy John, this kid, also had to do that, and that, like, I had to hand it in to my mom, and she would hand it into his mother, and vice versa. And I remember doing it, and then asking my mom days later where John's version was, and she said, "Don't worry about it." And I had a sneaking suspicion
that he never did.
it.
Yeah, he probably didn't, dude.
Have you ever asked your mom?
No, but that guy is addicted
What's your
to
mom's
heroin
name?
now. So
good. I hope he fucking overdoses.
Yeah, he has, but he survived.
Good. Oh, well, I hope he doesn't the next time then, or I hope he gets some of that bad heroin, the kind that kills you,
the kind that everyone in Bushwick is doing.
Yeah, not the kind I'm doing.
Not the cool heroin.
Yeah. That sucks, dude. Man, if I have kids, I'm never fucking disciplining them. I'm never fucking disciplining them. I'm not making them go to school. And you know what? They don't have to brush their teeth until their permanent teeth come in. Like, who gives a fuck? Why the fuck are you brushing these baby teeth? They're just going to fucking fall out.
You don't think it's maybe to establish, like, good hygiene practices?
Who gives a fuck, dude? You used to shit your pants as a little kid. You don't shit your pants now. You can change habits easy. Let them have fun.
Who says we don't shit our pants now?
Joe, he has faith in us.
Get off my couch.
We've already told multiple I shit my pants stories on the podcast.
Yes.
I don't know how much more the listeners can bear to listen.
Well, I got plenty more.
Well, we did the "No man, you really had to go" story.
That one's in college.
Dude, whenever I hear anyone with an African accent in any context, I think of that story. No man, you really had to go.
Yeah.
Man, we have to cut down the tall trees. I'm telling you, buddy.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought we were all eventually gonna like live in the trees like the Ewoks.
No, we haven't talked about this on the podcast. This was on our road trip where you told me to cut down the tall trees.
Yeah, what callback that I wasn't included in on these road trips that you guys go on that I'm never invited to? Now you're fucking riffing content that not even our fucking listeners can enjoy, dude.
I think Bobby may genuinely have thought it was a thing we said on the podcast.
Yeah.
Of course, everything's a fucking podcast to Bobby. It's fucking Bobby's podcast, and we're lucky to be sponsors. Yeah.
He just thinks that Joe and the listeners are going to immediately understand this Rwandan Genocide reference.
Can I please just get like a segment in this life you have? No. So what's your bit?
Well, because
Calling it a bit is strange.
No, what's the bit? What's your?
Listen, other people worked really hard on this, and I don't want to
Yes.
take credit by calling it a bit.
Right. It's actually cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
Well, because we talked about the Troubles on the last episode, or maybe it was the Patreon.
I remember the Trouble.
For some reason, on our road trip,
We had to get through every
ethnic conflict, basically.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but just the idea of like the difference between the Hutus and the Tutsis in Rwanda is just like so arbitrary. Like you can't explain it to anyone outside of Rwanda; they don't understand. And apparently, the Tutsis, who were the ones that were genocided, they're a little taller.
Oh,
and
really?
that, like, they had to, not anymore, not since the genocide, but before the genocide, they had to carry identification that told you whether they were Hutu or Tutsi.
Are you kidding me?
Because they couldn't even tell.
Mamma mia.
But, is there?
Don't worry about that.
Oh, okay.
You look at me.
I'm sorry, the rules were very clearly established before we started recording.
I'm going to turn the audio to here just to be on the safe side.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it was like sort of understood that the Tutsis, they were a little taller. So there was like a radio guy, and he was like a Hutu power nationalist guy, and he's straight up like, if you watch the movie Hotel Rwanda in the beginning, you hear someone like playing him going, "We must destroy the Tutsi cockroaches."
Kill the cookie. Kill the people.
Yeah, it was the Cookie Monster.
Kill the cookie monster.
The Hutu Monster?
Too long the cookie monster come.
The Hutu monster. The Hutu power monster. Me, ni, Tutsi.
One Tutsi. Two Tutsi. I just did the count.
Negative one Tutsi. Negative two Tutsi.
This guy never saw a fucking Sesame Street Tootsie episode in his life.
Yeah.
So, like,
Me want tutu. It's good enough for me. There it is.
oh, man. I don't think we have any listeners in Rwanda.
We might. Well, not now. Thanks.
They
Bobo.
better not be Tutsis.
Yeah, they not. Yeah. So the Tutsis are supposed to be taller, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were the ones that were about to be genocided. So before the genocide happened, this Hutu nationalist radio program guy told everyone it's time to cut the tall trees.
Ooh,
and everyone just knew what that meant. Like, it was like a call to arm. They're like, tall trees, that's a metaphor for these tall-ass Tutsis. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's chop them down. What
Yeah.
happened next?
A genocide.
A genocide. Yeah.
Really?
I feel like people sleep. It's the Armenian Genocide and the Rwandan Genocides are the ones, like, nobody talks about.
We didn't talk about the Armenian genocide on our road trip.
I-
Bobby, I know a lot of American history. Bobby knows all the genocides history, or the troubles. Not a genocide. It was just a little trouble.
It's just a little trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's the deal with the Armenian genocide?
I actually have
What's
no
the
clue.
deal with the Armenian genocide? Why do they call it a genocide? Why don't they just call it trash day? Started dating an Armenian, or as I call it, bestiality. What was that shit about, though? I never fucking knew about the Rwanda. I only knew about the Armenian genocide when, what was it? The band,
System of a Down?
Yeah, was it System of a Down? Yeah,
They're
System
Armenian.
of a Down.
Or
They're
Armenian
Armenian?
American, yeah.
Yeah, System
Or
of
their
a Down.
parents are from Armenia or something.
System of a Down spoke about it, as did
During the Armenian genocide, they were a System of a Down bad.
Ooh, but I thought the Armenians were the victims in that, because Kim Kardashian also spoke out against
Yes,
it.
they were down bad.
Yeah, and you can't. Do you think that's why they killed them? Because they were jealous of them having big booties?
Absolutely.
Oh my
Probably.
god.
There's so much fat in those butts that it could fuel 1,000 furnaces for
And
1,000 winters.
People are like, "Oh, why is Kim Kardashian famous?" Her fucking pooper, dummy.
Yeah, you ever see her suck that Ray J's dick?
Oh, it's a very nice moment in my life.
It's awesome. I think we all became adults at that moment.
I became a black man on the inside.
Because
when
like
I saw
first it was
that.
Paris Hilton's sex tape, and we're like, this is pretty fucking cool. And
Yeah.
then like Kim Kardashian was like, I don't know who the fuck Kim Kardashian is. Everyone knew her dad, Robert Kardashian, but that was like an older generation thing.
Yeah.
I feel like us, like we only knew about Kim Kardashian, and then later understood like the connection between.
Oh,
it
I'm
all.
sure like Gen Z asked them who Robert Kardashian is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known who Robert Kardashian. I didn't know about Robert Kardashian until I knew Kim Kardashian 1st. And it was like, oh, did you know their father was the lawyer, whatever? And then when the People vs. O.J. Simpson came out, that gave me
Yeah.
a much better idea about who
With
Robert
Ross,
Kardashian.
when Ross Geller portrayed
Exactly.
Jews, you didn't kill this white woman, did you?
We were on a break.
Yeah. And then like his fucking wife, Kris Jenner, was like, I'm gonna fucking divorce you and date a man who will eventually cut off his penis and become a woman. It was like, damn, there's way too much foreshadowing in that fucking series.
Yeah, dude. Truth is stranger than
Yeah.
fiction. Because if any of this was in a fucking sitcom or
I
a
know.
drama,
It'd
we'd
this
be
is
like,
crazy.
okay.
And they had like fucking like 8-year-old Kim Kardashians, and I can't wait to suck a black man's dick on film and have every fucking person age fucking 20 and over jerk off to it multiple times.
Yeah.
And she
And all of
made-
America is gonna know what my pussy looks like.
I
made
thought that
sure-
was really strange that they put that in the People
Yeah,
versus
it's like,
O.J.
damn, this has nothing to do with O.J. Simpson's son murdering Nicole Brown
I didn't
Smith.
get the part. I didn't get the part where Kim Kardashian made sure a fireman from Staten Island was killed in 9/11. Said
Yeah.
one day I'm gonna date your son. I didn't
Dude.
understand that part.
How cool would it be if our dads died in 9/11? Like they were all hijackers
the
on
only
the plane.
thing.
This is for our children so they can have a retarded podcast in 20 years.
It was just a little locker room talk.
Damn, dude.
Our dads don't get any fucking virgins in heaven
Yeah.
because they're just as incel as we are.
They are the virgins in heaven.
Yeah.
Tight, dude.
The Paris Hilton sex tape, I remember the dude who she fucks, his name is Rick Solomon. And that was also the name of my 8th grade English teacher.
What do you think it was, your 8th grade English teacher?
Definitely not. But I do.
What the fuck are you doing, Bobby? Where are you going? He literally crossed in front of the camera.
So everyone
That's
knows
like the
he
best
has
part about it. And it's
First time recording.
As inconspicuous as possible.
He's like, oh, Matt needs to wear a diaper because he goes to the bathroom
There was so
too
much space behind the camera, too.
That's
it
true.
wasn't like...
But yeah, so Rick Solomon was a 8th grade English teacher. He was one of the first teachers I had that was like a cool teacher.
Oh, I remember mine. Mine was Jeffrey Diesel in 8th grade.
Yeah, Mr. Solomon. He'd always make jokes. He would make comments about women being attractive, which no teacher.
Wait. Like not students or other teachers, but like celebrities.
I think other teachers, maybe other students. I don't remember,
Jeez,
but I
wait a
do
minute.
remember that
red flag in retrospect.
Well, a couple years later, he did end up. There was a thing where I think he had like a thing with a student.
Damn, that's so like. Why would you want? What? And this was in 8th grade.
It was he was my 8th grade teacher. I heard about him having a thing with a student years later, or he had like commented on a student's appearance.
Eventually, that shit will catch up to him.
I had a dean in junior high school who full on had like a year-long affair with a 15-year-old and like paid for her abortion. He was also like a cool dean. The cool teachers, I feel like there may be something there.
I don't think you're that cool if you get a fucking 15-year-old pregnant.
Well, no, I'm just saying he was before that. He was a cool teacher.
I feel like if young people think you're cool, then you're not cool to people your own age.
Yeah, I could see.
I realize that like now, like when I had like that, that friend in high school who had like a bunch of action figures and like Asian video games, and was like, oh, well, look at all this cool stuff, and like it's like, damn, look at all these cool toys, and then when you yourself are in high school and that age, you put away those childish toys.
Yes.
And start fucking things.
Yes. Some people fuck the toys.
I still had action figures. I mean, I've had action figures up until I had to move to New York.
I never really was big into action figures. When I was a kid, little kid, I had like dinosaur toys.
I had tons of action figures, and I stopped playing with them when I was around like 13.
That's when you started fucking them.
That's when I started fucking. But I never got rid of them.
Yeah,
you can get rid of the other tripod. You can put that away too if you want. Now Bobby's self-conscious. I would love it if he knocked over the tripod. That would be so funny.
As we were like, there's so much room behind the camera. He comes back in and knocks it all over.
Were you an action figure guy, Bobbert?
I think I had like a few WWE action figures.
Yeah.
Well, oh yeah. What was your goat? It was just WWE.
Yeah, I had my favorite toy was I don't remember which one, but it was a Ninja Turtle action figure.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to it. I don't have a lot of my childhood toys anymore.
I got rid of most of my childhood shit.
I still have a whole drawer of like baseball cards.
Okay.
But I don't really have a lot of like the toys. My favorite toy as a kid, Super Van City. I'll never forget that.
I don't know what that is.
It was like a little big toy van that you opened up, and inside it was a whole city. There was
Micro Machine thing, right?
Yeah.
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 That's all. Yeah, it was like a van, and it unfolded, and it had like an entire cityscape, and there were like mountains and like a downtown area and like
car
a racetrack.
Racetrack, yeah.
God, I remember that.
Restaurants.
I remember that commercial.
Yeah.
I was never like a car kind of kid. I never liked playing like.
I had Hot Wheels.
I would get a Hot Wheel, but I liked breaking Hot Wheels. Or I like feeding it to Godzilla. But I love fucking smashing that shit, putting it under a car tire. I don't know. I was always fascinated.
I always liked Hot Wheels, and then I remember the first time I used to watch just Sports Center every morning, and the first time they were talking about like the Daytona 500 or some NASCAR race, I was like, oh, that'll be cool. My friends and I would sometimes get together to watch football games and stuff. Let's watch Daytona 500, and they were all like, ew, that's like a redneck thing. I'm like, we all play with Hot Wheels. I didn't realize. I thought we liked fast cars.
Yeah.
It's just the aesthetics. I
I do remember my parents, when, my mom specifically, thought that I was like too toxically masculine. I was like,
where did she get that?
Yeah.
What a dumb bitch.
I was like 3 or 4 years old, and she decided to get me a Barbie doll to bring out my more feminine, softer side, and to see how I would react. And my dad was just like, all right, whatever. And then they gave me this Barbie doll, and 3-year-old Matt ripped all of her clothes off and started slamming her against the wall.
Nice, dude.
Wow.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. Yeah. Good thing Matt treats women completely different now.
Yeah.
Very differently now.
I'm glad we have a camera now.
Mm.
It adds a new level.
But yeah, I remember the dean who I had, who ended up having this like long affair with this girl, paid for her abortion and everything. He I was in detention a lot when I was in junior high school, and he used to come sit next to me in detention, and we would talk like Yankees baseball. And I was like, this guy fucking rules. He's a cool dean.
And then you found out he really did rule.
And I found out how cool he was.
He did the coolest thing imaginable.
That's what we were saying. I feel like the cool teachers who are cool to you when you're a kid aren't cool to people their own age.
What do you think? What do you think is the absolute age limit that you should be when you take someone's virginity? Like, you know, like
I feel it depends on how old they are.
I know, but it's like
I could fuck Susan Boyle. She was a virgin until she was like 40 something, right?
God, yeah, but you know why?
Yeah, that's true.
Scottish.
Like I feel like at this point in my life, like unless it's like some kind of outstanding circumstance, I'll never be able to take someone's virginity.
Have you ever taken someone's virginity?
No, have you?
I haven't. Have you?
Someone's
I
taken
did.
mine.
You have. Oh,
Yeah.
oh well, yeah. Matt has.
I did. I felt really bad about it.
Why?
Well, because I wasn't that into her.
She wasn't conscious. There
Yeah.
were a lot of things. A lot of things were going on.
I was like 18 or 19, and I had just had in my head, one of my college buddies looked up that swimmers are great in bed.
Ooh.
And I met a girl like
Ooh,
a couple
probably
weeks.
tight.
Yeah,
Tight
so
pussies.
Matt marched over to the kiddie pool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a couple weeks later, I met a girl after a wrestling show who was a swimmer, and she said she was a virgin. She seemed like into me, and she said she was a
Ooh.
virgin, and I was kind of like, I want to hook up with a swimmer. And
Oh, so it wasn't like even like, oh, I get to hook up with a virgin.
No.
It was, oh, I get to hook up with a swimmer.
who cares if she's a virgin?
Wow,
Damn, that's fucking
interesting.
funny.
We dated for a couple months. That was only because afterwards I was like, fuck, I did this girl's virginity. This does mean a lot to her. And it sucks like when I tried to convince myself I was like actually into
Into
it,
her.
but I wasn't.
Yeah.
'Cause I can't make you love me if you don't.
It was a real what's that movie? The
Psycho?
The guy fucks the fish.
Excuse me?
The woman it was like an Oscar winning thing.
Oh, the Shape of the Water.
Shape of Water, yes.
Where it's
A guy fucks a fish?
a woman fucks a fish.
Woman fucks fish, yeah. That was me
It's like,
that was me
A
taking
woman fucks the new guy in prison?
Yeah.
that was me taking a swimmer's virginity was like the Shape of Water.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's something about a woman like fucking half man, half fish. Or
It's
something
like,
that.
it's sort of like it plays up like because like the original creature from the Black Lagoon was this aquatic animal that became obsessed with a woman and it was like going to capture her. But this plays up as like a more of a romantic thing of unrequited love despite differences. I never saw it. It looked fucking dumb. It's like, yo, Del Toro, get back into making scary ass movies. I watched Nightmare Alley 2.5 hours and it wasn't scary. It was weird and eerie, set in the 1920s. Be scary again,
What are
dude.
some other Del Toro? I don't know movies like
he did.
this.
He did Hellboy.
Okay.
He did one called Cronus, which was awesome. It was about vampires.
Do you remember the wrestler John Cronus? He was an obscure guy from ECW
No.
in the Eliminators. I think he's like legit autistic, but they just didn't know what autism was at the time. So they just made him.
Undiagnosed.
So they just like, oh, he's kind of a weird guy. We'll give him a weird guy character. He
Yeah.
just come out and stutter.
You're gonna wear earmuffs all the time. It's inside. He's gonna drool on him. Watch out, he'll pin you and drool on you, and then you'll have his disease too. And so he's like has the wrestler fucking pinned, and the audience is cheering, and like a big fucking piece of drool on his lip, and no, the wrestler's like no. Ah!
He was in a tag team with Perry Saturn called the Eliminators.
Ooh, I'm into it. I'm
It's
horny.
what they called abortion doctors after
Yeah.
they figured out what he had.
I think Finney's dying.
We all are.
Oh, do you guys see the video of John Cena visiting the Ukrainian kid with Down syndrome?
I think we talked about it on
I can
we talked
on
about
the
it.
Patreon. I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Guys, if you want to hear more about that, tune into the Patreon.
Should we also film a video for Patreon?
Yeah, but it will be naked for the Patreon episode.
We'll be shirtless for the Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you ever have sex with a woman? Should
woman?
we have sex with a woman on the Patreon?
Ooh, on the Patreon, huh?
We should get weird on the Patreon.
We should do something strange.
Us having sex with a woman is strange.
Yeah. Do you think there's a woman that would have sex with all three of us? Not even at the same time, but
There's
I mean,
a woman that has sex with two of us.
Yep. Save that for the Patreon,
I did not think of that. All right, I guess my question was simpler than I had imagined.
The Venn diagram of overlapping will take effect soon.
Yes.
Yeah, probably, dude. You want to find some chick?
Well, I imagine there's very few women that on site are with any of us. Listen, we're all happy with ourselves. We love ourselves. But we're not on-site dudes.
The kind of girl who's into me isn't usually the kind of girl who's also into Bobby or Joe.
Yeah. The kind of girl that's into me isn't the kind of girl that has a living father.
Yeah. The kind of girl that's into me isn't the kind of girl who has a pulse.
Yeah. I don't know. I've seen especially now I feel like the New York scene is smaller.
Oh, really?
And I'm being profound, Joe. And so you see like some of the girls that have dated like person A and person B, and you're like, person A and person B have nothing in common other than the fact that they're a comedian.
Ooh.
You know
what are you saying? Is that like a fast way to be a headliner? Bobber?
Just that I imagine that as far as like body types, girls either like me or they like you. But as far as
definitely not me. They either want to fuck a guy like me or a guy like you. Not a girl like him.
Yeah. No, we are all kind of guys who need to talk a little bit.
But I'm saying,
although actually, I mean, when I was wrestling after shows, there was like talking could only hurt me.
What? Yeah, stay in character the whole time, Nick Matthews. Don't blow this.
That's the superpower.
But you still had the thing of like they saw you perform.
Right.
What I'm saying is there is a woman out there who physically both of us might not do anything for her, but the fact that we're like
comedians.
I think
we're a couple of New York City comedians
doing what New York City comedians do.
Denying most accusations.
Ooh. Speaking of denying accusations, guess who's currently on the fucking roster of being canceled?
Who?
I don't know. I was hoping you would take it from that.
Guess who's in trouble now?
Who's next? Who's next?
You know who I've...
Goldberg, me too. Who's next?
There's no one can survive getting these accusations.
It's over a dozen women, JR. That's the only thing I know about wrestling is that you could say something JR.
Yeah.
That's about
good old Jim Ross. He's always going to, I can't believe it.
Goldberg as a Vice blogger or salon writer is like Johnny Depp.
As Seth Simmons.
Seth Simons. Who's next?
Nice, dude. Enemy of the podcast, Seth Simons.
Yes.
Yeah, unless he wants to
He tried to
the
poison
Patreon.
Finny.
He tried to poison Finnegan?
Yeah, my sweet dog.
No.
Yeah.
He's a poison pest. I've heard that about him.
Yeah, he's a poison
He's a bit of a
That was one of the cool,
pest.
like,
Hey,
Seth Simon.
honestly, journalists, let us be fucking racist. Like, this is like our only outlet. You think we're going to go to the fucking gym? You think we have any other skills? The only thing we can do is say racist things into a microphone. And you want to take that away from us? We'll fucking kill you. Just like when we went to the Capitol on January 6th. All right? We almost killed democracy. You think we won't kill you? You're dead.
I don't know.
Watch out. If you think this is about you, it is. Watch your back. I'll find out where you live and I'll kill you.
Joe Gorman is a comedian. He's doing a character. It's not necessarily contingent upon the beliefs of the other members of the podcast.
I'm not going to pay attention to like any of the
we can have like little
January 6th
things at the bottom to say like these do not reflect the views of. Oh, we'll have all kinds of fun things.
Should I pay attention to the January 6th hearings at all?
No, it's just a distraction from something. They're doing the January 6th because they resolved the Johnny Depp Amber Heard, and they're trying to
they need
distract
something else
us from more
to
stuff.
stop us from thinking about gas prices.
Gas prices are through the roof. Biden fixed this shit. What's wrong with you?
Plummeting crypto prices.
That sucks. Biden fixed cryptocurrency too. It's very funny that fell through. Because so many people believed in
crypto. Is it completely fallen?
I mean,
through,
like
or is it
I think
just
it's
now?
going back to like when it was. I think it's fixing itself where the value is going back down to when Bitcoin was valueless. You know, where it's still a thing, but it's nowhere near the buying power it used to.
Yeah.
Like I feel, but who knows? You know, maybe it's a hold on to your Bitcoin and fucking keep holding on to it. You never know. I mean, fuck. 2018 or some shit, Bitcoin was pointless, and then all of a sudden it fucking jumps up again. Who knows?
I don't know enough about it. Do you think
no
it,
one
like,
knows
comes-
anything about it?
Yeah.
It's all just like everyone's just tricking each other into believing it.
I do
Things
have a-
only have a value that you assess to it.
I do have a friend who went to college who like made a bunch of money on Bitcoin.
You just have to know how to do it.
Yeah.
But I think it's about selling at the right time.
Yeah.
But you can't continuously make money. Like, for your friend that made money, there's hundreds of people that lost money, you know? But that's just the way this shit works.
It's like the stock market then.
It's like our podcast is doing great. There's probably millions of podcasts that are failing because they don't have the ability to fucking film something and record audio simultaneously.
Yeah.
Folks, we're in it took us fucking 30 episodes, but we're figuring this shit
They
out.
probably don't even know to wear headphones so they don't have to do sound checks midway through the podcast. Just amateurs.
How about that, dude? We would have fucking had to have recorded earlier, but luckily we had our headphones on, so we knew to fucking flip your mic on.
Yes.
Saved ourselves some time.
Absolutely.
Now it's easy to knock on wood. Hopefully it's going to be easy to sync this audio and video. It should. I have iMovie.
You know, I almost was about to explain that you were knocking on wood, but we don't have to.
we don't need to explain shit anymore.
We don't have to explain any visual bits.
It's not up to us to educate you on what's happening in the room when we're recording. Maybe you should think about doing the work.
Maybe you should educate yourself.
Yeah.
Educate yourself before you wreck yourself.
Hey, why don't you go educate yourself?
Even when I see someone with like a terrible belief about something online, as soon as somebody else is like, they just need to have a conversation so we can educate them, I'm on the side of the person who said the dumb thing. I hate anyone who's like, don't worry, I'll educate you.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck you.
I don't need that shit.
Yeah.
Don't slow it down.
My favorite thing is when I could sort of tell when someone's trying to educate me, and then like they realize I'm not like just some rube that's never thought about it before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, how about this? I'm like, okay, but how about that? And they're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck, but I'm doing a lecture. You're supposed to be taking a notes during my lecture.
I thought I
know more
was
about.
just going to tell you a thing, and then you were going to say, wow, I never thought of that before. You're so smart. I should
Yeah.
come to you more often about things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they didn't. Oh.
Yeah.
What's wrong, Bobby?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about my future.
What's in your future aside from an incredible award-winning podcast?
It's not in his future. That's his present.
Probably a heart attack for all the bang I've been drinking.
You've been drinking a lot of Bang energy?
Matt,
Why are you drinking energy drinks?
well, I honestly, and folks, this is for you because I feel like sometimes on the podcast I'm a bit sluggish.
yeah.
And so I usually drink around right before I perform. I'm worried I'm becoming a drug addict.
Bang energy is pretty sick.
That's creatine, as you explained to me, which
Yes.
is what athletes take. And it gives me heart palpitations. What else gives you heart palpitations?
Cocaine.
I was going to say exercising, but yeah, that's true too.
Yeah,
I've only done cocaine twice.
Have really? You
Yeah.
want to do it 3 times? We'll do
Well,
it
yeah,
on the Patreon. Are you in, Matt?
I've never done cocaine
All right,
before.
so here's what's going to happen, folks. I'm going to call my guy, Dr. Snow. You subscribe to the Patreon episode. We are doing Blow on the Patreon episode.
I'm not going
We
to.
are doing Blow on the Patreon episode.
I am sober. I'm not going to do any
I'm gonna
Not
do
with
that.
all the fentanyl out there. I don't want to die like
You're
George.
not gonna
I
have.
don't want to die like George
There's-
Floyd did.
Why the fuck does everyone think there's fentanyl in all of the coke? There's no fentanyl in the coke, folks. It's a conspiracy theory. They're trying to fucking get you to not do this really cool drug. I have regularly done cocaine since before the lockdown, during the lockdown, now. I've never had any issues. You will not die of fentanyl. I have done at least fucking 12 8-balls in the past year. We're fine.
Dude, one of us has to go out like.
So we're
Chris
doing
Farley.
we're doing coke on the
I
doing
will
coke
not.
on the Patreon.
Guys, I don't want you to
Folks,
subscribe to
give
the
us
Patreon if
money.
you think I'm going to do coke. I'm not going to do.
Give
coke.
us money. You're gonna see these innocent, pure little nostrils caked in the Colombian marching powder. Watch.
And when I don't do it, I'll personally refund you $5 if you really.
He's gonna come in and he's gonna love it. Matt's gonna love it too. Matt's really
I mean,
gonna love
I
it.
liked it when I did it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I liked it so much I
Makes you feel like a
decided
big
not
tough
to do
man.
it again.
Yeah, right. You did it twice.
Yeah.
One for each nostril.
Yeah. I did it once, but I consider it twice because I did each nostril. No, I don't really even remember it because I was also blackout drunk.
Ooh,
But
you must have been so much fun as a blackout drunk. That sucks. I'll never know that side of you.
Sorry, Joe. You only know the responsible Bobby that doesn't jaywalk.
Yeah, that's wild. So you just have to be like an all or nothing type guy.
Kinda, yeah. That is my personality.
That sucks, dude. What
Yeah.
a gay personality. No, it's cool. You're cool for following the rules and not partying with your old buddy Joe.
Yeah.
Matt's gonna do coke on the fucking Patreon. I'll tell
Probably
you
not.
that. What?
Matt,
Folks, you're going to see me do an entire 8 ball of cocaine by myself on the Patreon episode. And it's behind a paywall, so and we won't put it on YouTube. So we can just like fucking do that. I'll put the video on Patreon because I don't want to have a video of me doing coke on YouTube. I want a video of me talking about doing coke on a different video on YouTube.
Also, I don't trust myself as doing something that will be consumed by viewers to be entertaining. I don't trust myself to be entertaining.
Why?
While I've done edibles before podcasting, and I'm just dead.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
podcast did you do?
Yeah.
The Loud Boys.
Matt, no! That's probably what fucking cursed us.
It was an episode where I was on with Dalton, Zach Amico, and Tyler Simpson.
I
Tyler-
skipped that episode.
Yeah, it was one of Dalton's friends from back home. And I think I was good for the first part, the Patreon we did back to back. That's when the edible really kicked in. I just felt like I was watching other people have a nice time.
I can't believe we were doing 2 episodes back to back. Now I feel like it's much better to have it spread out a little bit.
Yeah.
It's much less strain. But that's my opinion.
Yeah.
And that's also with us like having to also edit and do all of this on our own, which I
Yeah.
think is fun.
Yeah.
It's getting better, and I like that it's been casually growing.
Absolutely.
You know? It's like an evolution. It's like a Pokemon evolution.
We're like the little
Slow.
engine that could.
Slow and consistent. First, we figure out how to get the audio to
We
work.
started off as a small little Charmander.
Yeah.
And then we became a Charmeleon.
Honestly, like the easiest thing was just like switching over to a MacBook Pro. It just makes everything easier.
And now we're Charizard.
First, you get the audio.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Then
Steve
you
Jobs.
get the visual. Then you get the fan base of incels.
Charizard.
Now
'cause
we're gonna
all
have
flaming.
yeah. Now we're gonna have real shit on our fucking YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Watch out!
Watch out.
Watch out! Here we come.
I'm going to come.
Anything else you want to say, boys?
Are we
We're at an hour.
an hour?
If we're gonna start doing like YouTube videos, we got to start thinking about the length.
Gotta start.
do.
What's the perfect length for a YouTube video?
4.5 inches. Bobby, come on, calm down, dude. You
I
always
think
get
we
so
should go
giddy.
to an hour and 9 minutes.
An hour and 9 minutes. Matt Maron, you've done it again.
69 minutes.
Yeah, from now on, every episode 69 minutes.
I've been.
What if we had strippers in the background? Wouldn't that be cool? Like we have like we fucking film these fucking videos, but we also have like women dancing in the background. We bring back a man show vibe.
Yeah.
Late 90s, early 2000s man show vibe.
Yeah.
Women dancing, jumping on trampolines. We got Finney chewing on a big ass bone. We're recording the podcast in hammocks. What else? I'm saying we're drinking out of coconut shells. I'm saying we got
What?
Hawaiian shirts.
What?
I'm saying we're in Margaritaville, boys.
What?
Patreon episode live at Margaritaville. I will be doing key bumps and eating a cheeseburger in paradise.
we
a good ass time.
we did want to do an episode of the Red Lobster at some point.
I do want to do an yeah.
That'll be fun.
I'm hungry.
Maybe we should do a Patreon tier where if we reach it, the popular vote decides which chain restaurant we record an episode at.
Yeah. I think we've talked about a lot of goals and have not actually said any yet.
Yeah, that's what the listeners like. They like us shooting the shit, just thinking about ideas, conversations we could have off mic, and then never doing them.
Yeah, my nipple was just out. I wonder how long.
Oh, we
that
gotta
was.
fucking censor
Oh
this
my
video.
god.
Thanks a
Rated
lot, Matt.
MA for explicit content.
Rated MATT for Matt Maron.
Do you guys know what what's it called? A mukbang is?
Yeah.
Muckbang.
You know what a mukbang is?
Yeah, that's when people eat a bunch of food on video.
That's literally, Matt, that's all it is. It's a whole YouTube genre of just I'm watching this person eat a bunch of food.
I know Matt Stoney is big on like Megatoad. Matt Stoney, he's got a channel where he eats a bunch of stuff. I know him because I made Nathan's hot dog eating contest aficionado, and Megatoad is the only person to defeat Joey Chestnut since he's been, I believe it's 10 of the last 11 years he's been the champion. The one time he wasn't was because he lost to Megatoad Matt Stoney.
Oh.
And Matt Stoney, I think, because for the hot dog eating contest, only like maybe the top 1 or 2 people really make a living with competitive eating, with like sponsorships, winners money and stuff. Matt Stoney makes money from his YouTube channel because he eats a crazy amount of food in one sitting. I didn't know it was called Muckbang.
It comes from, it's a Korean thing. Yeah. And originally it started as like, hey guys, I'm from this area of Korea. My mom used to make this very specific cultural food. This is what it is. Here's how you make it. Why don't you enjoy having a cultural experience with me, like while he's eating? And then Americans found out about it and they're like, I get KFC and Wendy's and I get 4,000 calories of it, and I'm gonna eat it live. And then we're like, hell yeah! And
that does sound pretty sick.
Yeah. Mukbang's pretty fucking good. It always makes me hungry though.
I went down a rabbit hole because I was on Reddit and I was trying to figure out why people like it, and someone told me that they have ED, not erectile dysfunction. Eating disorder, and they're like, when I want to binge eat, I just watch someone else binge eat, and it satisfies that part of my brain.
Are there women who do it?
There's women, men. Ooh. Yeah.
I want to have a woman do it with She Muckbangs playing instead of She Bangs. Can we get that going?
She Muckbangs. Oh, baby, then she purge.
There's this YouTuber, I hope I'm saying his first name right. It's Nikado Avocado.
Nico Avocado.
You know this?
Yes.
You know this guy? This guy started, he's like a gay guy. And
allegedly.
Come on, Bobby. Let's not throw out accusations like that unfounded.
I mean, I'm assuming he's gay
cruel.
Just because he has a husband, which it's probably not fair.
He could be bi.
Or pan.
Ooh, bye.
Or agent. That's what your dad says when you come out as bi.
Yeah.
Bye. That's actually what that NSYNC song was about.
Yeah. I want to open up this relationship. Why? Because I'm bye. But this dude, so he was a real skinny vegan guy, and he was doing vlogs about being vegan. And then one day he was like, actually, I'm not vegan, I'm going to start eating meat. And people are like, that's interesting. And then he was like one of the first Americans to like appropriate mukbanging from Korea, I guess. And it started off being like kind of like interesting dishes. Then all of a sudden he's just binge eating like fast food and all this shit. And he went from being 150 pounds to almost 400 pounds.
Damn, he went from Bobby Sheehan to Joe Gorman.
He did, dude. And he went from Joe Gorman to any woman you see at an open mic.
Whoa.
Female comedians, I'm coming after you.
Watch out, dude. Now
Do not take that out of context.
Now they have a fucking face to a name, too.
As the person who edits the clips on the podcast, I will absolutely be taking that out of context.
Yeah, now you can even do the thing where the video freezes and it zooms in on his face. Extra sinister. It goes to black and white to make it all scary. I love that. That was my favorite thing, was when the Cosby accusations came out and they made Cosby photos scary instead of like grandfatherly.
Yeah. And it works on people because my mom, like after the Cosby accusations, she wasn't one of the victims. Yeah. But
as far as
we know, I don't know. She doesn't tell me everything.
They made his skin darker. He's like, he's actually a darker skinned black man.
Yikes! They took away his honorary doctorate. He's like, he's not even a doctor. He's just a fucking crazy.
Yeah. Now he only has an honorary BA.
Yes.
You know. But my mom was like, oh, all the pictures he's in now, he just looks scary. It was a real like eye-opening thing for me. I'm like, that's not like immediately obvious to you what the media is doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not that they shouldn't make him look scary, but that like
they shouldn't just because he was trying to buy NBC.
Well, watch. They're gonna start having like really nice looking photos of Johnny Depp now. again.
Yeah.
And they're gonna make Amber Heard look like a fucking monster.
Johnny Depp does look like absolute shit.
He looks like I'm glad that shit caught up to him.
Yeah.
He was living because you'd see in 2003 Pirates of the Caribbean, he was all thin, but he was smoking cigarettes and I drink 2 bottles of wine and I just have me a cig and I eat fast food. I need it. It's god damn. This guy has an easy ass fucking life.
Yeah.
And now you see it catch up and you're like, all right, there's a little bit of karma. In Jackass when Bam Margera got all fucking fat and shit.
Well, that's all alcohol too. You could eat shit and be fine. Bam Margera's face, you could just see the alcoholism. You know what I mean?
Isn't that the guy from Smash Mouth too? He's got wet brain.
He's got wet brain.
Yeah.
That's scary. Wet brain's fucking scary, dude.
Yeah. You like drinking? Now, even though you're in your 50s, you have the mind of an 85-year-old.
Now he could really use a little change.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. Do you think I'm going to get that with weed? Grass brain?
Grass brain? I don't know. I know people that I grew up with that you could describe as burnouts. But I knew them like that even in middle school.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
there's kind of they were always kind of little,
yeah.
Maybe the guy from Smash Mouth always was kind of dumb and we just never saw it. From the guy who said, hey, now you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play. Maybe we always thought he was just such an intellectual. We couldn't have ever seen this coming.
It's possible, dude. People try to, quote-unquote, cancel him because his last performance, he does...
Said the N-word.
I don't know. Really?
Somebody once told me I was a fucking...
Had his finger and the thumb in the shape of a hard R in his forehead.
Yeah. Let it out, Bobby. It's okay.
Did some woman accuse him of something?
No.
Because I'm a believer of women.
She said I was a rapist, and now I believe her.
He did the Roman salute to the audience.
Yikes!
What's the Roman salute?
The Nazi salute.
Oh.
Yeah. He and just because he's fucking drunk.
Yeah.
He was arguing with someone in the front row, and then he did that, and who knows what conversation they were having that he decided to do that. But there were actually people on Twitter being like, can you imagine this guy has been a white supremacist the whole time? I'm like, actually his brain is destroyed from alcohol. You know what I mean?
That sucks.
Yeah.
But that's also very funny.
It is, dude.
Yeah.
Is that why you don't do drugs and alcohol?
Dude, I was headed there for sure.
Come on,
I'm already kind of I never always
What? You're already kind of
I'm
a
kind
Nazi?
of already a Nazi.
I didn't need to drink alcohol to do a Nazi salute
Hey
in public.
guys, we don't need drugs and alcohol to be racist.
Yeah.
You know what? You're right, Billy. Let's hang out at the community center. No, I would have definitely. I'm already kind of retarded from drinking and drugs, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, my.
I would be more intelligent if I never drank. That's how much I
yeah.
destroyed my brain. Yeah.
You ever drink so much you feel like you're walking on the sun?
I feel dude, as a fucking redhead, I feel like I'm walking on the sun 24/7.
Actually, you mentioned Pirates of the Caribbean. I didn't know until recently that the movie Pirates of the Caribbean, that whole franchise, it came from a ride that existed first.
Really?
Yeah.
At Disneyland.
There's a Disneyland ride, the Pirates of the Caribbean, and that's where they got the idea for the movie.
They added a Johnny Depp, Jack Sparrow character to the ride in Disneyland because it was so popular.
I was talking to a friend about it. There was another movie they'd made after a ride that was something Bears.
The Jamboree Bears.
Something like that. And it was just such a bomb of a movie that they were very concerned about the risk of doing Pirates of the Caribbean. It's there's some series where it's after a book or it's after a TV show or something. But just after a ride is that actually going to be a thing people will go to see?
This whole thing sounds like a roller coaster.
What's it called?
I'm looking up the bear one.
The Bear Jew
It's not
ride.
Brother Bear.
How about
I
the
can tell
Bear
you
Jew
that
ride,
much.
huh?
All right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, there's 7 movies based on Disney rides that you can watch.
Jungle Cruise is another one.
The Gallows.
The Haunted Mansion.
I remember that one.
The Country Bears. That's it.
Country Bear Jamboree.
Yes.
I was close.
Yeah, and apparently that movie was just so bad.
Haley Joel Osment was in that one.
Yeah. It doesn't look like it'll be a good movie, even just from looking at
Show the camera.
I don't know if they can
They
look at
won't.
that
They
close.
won't.
No.
But it's funny to make you do
Country Bears. Pirates of the Caribbean is there. Tower of Terror based on Twilight Zone. Never mind. They made a movie, Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. Okay, but Twilight Zone already existed.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not really like there was nothing about Pirates of the Caribbean out there before the ride. Tomorrowland, I didn't even know that was a movie or a ride.
Tomorrowland is like a section of the park.
Dinosaur.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's just a fucking sculpture they had.
Yeah. Mission to Mars.
Cool.
It's Elon Musk's favorite movie.
Yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean is probably the most successful movie ever, just named after an amusement park ride.
Fuck yeah.
Because I watched back the original Jurassic Park recently, and they mentioned Pirates of the Caribbean in it.
When the Pirates of the Caribbean ride breaks down, the pirates don't eat the passengers.
Exactly. I saw it, and I'm like, this came out in 1993. There were no Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
That's how you found
That's
out.
so
So
funny.
then I looked it up, and I was like, oh, shit. It was made after the ride had been there forever.
It's agreed. We're going to Disneyland.
Gotta
We're going
do it.
on the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Hey,
man.
do you know what every movie about pirates has to be rated? PG-13 for violence.
So long, fuck faces.